Hey everyone, today we're diving into a topic that can be scary sometimes, but it has to be addressed. Demons. They're real and they are trying to pull us away from God. Most people don't know how to deal with them, but stick with me and I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to protect yourself in spiritual warfare. First, we need to find what a demon is. A demon is a fallen angel that chose to rebel against God. There are real beings who chose sin. In paragraph 391 of the Catechism of the Catholic Church, it says that demons are real beings who chose to sin. They made the decision to fall and to go away from God. We even see demons in the Bible. In the Gospels, Jesus cast out demons, and he even gets accused of being the Lord of demons, which is outrageous. But he cast out demons, and that's what we have exorcists for here today, to help us, not to do it, but to help us to cast out demons from our lives. A lot of people don't believe in demons because they don't have a full understanding of what a demon is. A lot of people don't believe in demons, and that leaves them unprepared. When you don't believe in demons, that doesn't make it non-true. Right? If I asked you as a Catholic, if I said, if a Protestant looked at adoration and saw the Blessed Sacrament, is it just because a Protestant doesn't believe that the Blessed Sacrament isn't Jesus? No. So just because someone doesn't believe what you're talking about doesn't make it not true, which leaves the people who don't believe severely unprepared for the spiritual warfare that's going to come to them when a demon attacks them. So how do demons actually work? Well, to begin with, it's not like a horror movie where they're going to jump out from behind a wall, or a ghost is not going to jump out, or they're going to appear at the foot of your bed. It's not like a horror movie. They're going to be more subtle and secret, right? They're going to tempt you to do sins. They're going to tell you that God doesn't love you. They're going to tell you these things. They're going to tempt you. They're going to convince you, and over convince you that what you're doing, especially like my last video for confession, is too much for God to forgive. But just know, even if you do hear those, it's completely not true. For me personally, whenever I would feel very anxious and stressed, a couple years ago, I felt this dark presence around me. Just like I didn't know what it was, but I was kind of scared because I never thought that the anxiety was worse. I never thought it would go away. I was stressed about school and other stuff I was doing, and it's like in the last video, I didn't want to go to confession. The demon, or whatever devil, was terrifying me of confession and making me feel like God wasn't going to forgive me. But eventually I started listening to the podcast, The Exorcist Files by Father Carlos Martin. And he's amazing. I'll link the podcast in the description. But it taught me that spiritual warfare is real, and now I battle it, and now I do not feel any sort of supernatural presence when I feel anxious or stressed or anything like that. I don't feel supernatural presence anymore, at least a dark presence, that is. Now here's the most important part. How do you protect yourself against these demons? So the first thing you always do is pray. The rosary is one of the best prayers I've heard exorcists talk about that helps us. Father Carlos Martin talks about when he's doing an exorcism, whenever he is doing it in the other room, he has people praying the rosary. That's going to destroy demons. It's going to tear them down and make them weak. Another thing, prayer to St. Michael, your guardian angels. And you pray to the angels, you are basically praying to the opposite force of the demons. And they are going to kind of fight against the demons with you. Your guardian angel prayer, like the morning prayer video I had, your guardian angel prayer is how you fight demons. The second way is the sacraments. When you go to the sacraments, an exorcist would say that 100 confessions is worth more than one exorcism. And it's because you want the demon to be out when you go to confession. If you don't want the demon out, it's going to stay. It's going to come back. In the gospel, it talks about how Jesus could cast out a demon, and it will come back, and the house will be very clean. And then it will bring 7 more of its friends, I believe it is, to cancel it out and to destroy the place worse than it already does. The third way is living in grace. If you live in grace, you are living with God. A demon cannot possess you if you're not in a state of mortal sin. If there's no door open to him, Father Carlos Martin said. I'm going to put a little disclaimer right here. I am not a professional exorcist. I just have a mere understanding of it and want to warn Catholic teens. 4 is community. Surround yourself with other people who believe, who love God just as you do. When you can talk to them about this stuff, go talk to your priest. But when you do all this, they can encourage you to go to confession and to pray. You can pray as a community and be accountable. Okay, so here's the most powerful spiritual weapon you can use every single day to fight off demons. The Holy Eucharist. When you receive Jesus in communion, remember you're taking Jesus' body. Jesus is much more powerful than any demon that could ever live. Jesus is much more powerful than any being ever. When you receive Jesus, you are cleansing yourself as long as you're not in a state of mortal sin. Regular Mass attendance and communion regularly are like a duo that can never, ever be beaten. So I want you to know this. You don't have to be living in fear about demons. Now you know how you can fight them and how you can prevent them. So I want to encourage you guys to go check out Father Carlos Martin's Exorcist Files podcast and check out the book. It's very good. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, please, and subscribe. And I want to hear your comments. I want to hear you guys tell me what spiritual battles you have heard and what spiritual battles you have fought yourself. Remember to stay bold, stay real, and stay Catholic. May God bless you, and may Our Lady be with you.